About my sweat equity. Sweat equity. Sweat equity. My sweat equity.
War Eagle?
My sweat
What?
equity.
Yeah! Give it up
For what?
Auburn Tigers. As we record this, they're in the Final Four.
Oh,
My sweat
I know.
equity.
Yeah.
Totally know that.
You knew
'Cause I
that?
still watch sports
I
like a man.
well, you get busy, you do entrepreneurial route, things just have to fall out.
Yeah.
I'm in your fantasy baseball league, and I'm like, I don't remember any players.
We got to talk about your strategy. Just so dumb.
Jonah Carey, I think, wrote the strategy of why don't I try to get all pitchers? The problem is you don't have enough friends, so the league only has 8 teams, so everybody has a super team. So the strategy doesn't work.
Don't try and blame the
I could have
league
brought some
size on
people
your
in.
dumb fucking. You have like 4 closers on the bench.
I know.
What do? You got to get you got to trade those
I'll
guys.
trade
They're
them.
not
It's
doing
week 1, baby. It's week 1. Don't worry
which
about
you're gonna
it.
lose to my dad.
Is that bad? Is he
Yeah.
the worst?
No, he's actually pretty good.
Does he hate listen too?
No,
All
he
right.
couldn't if he wanted to.
Well, you
doesn't
think
know
you
how.
wouldn't think so, right? But spite's an interesting motivator. So sweatequitypod.com, War Eagle out there. We probably lost to Virginia by the time you hear this, but we have a low self-esteem fan base. Like
Yeah.
oh shucks, we
Go
shouldn't
ahead.
be there.
Yeah. Live it up.
I do love that I have a coach. Our coach sweats almost as much as I do.
Whoa.
You
That's
ever
a
seen
lot of sweat.
You ever seen Bruce Pearl?
Oh, it's Bruce Pearl?
Yeah,
That's the dude who was hooking up with college chicks or partying with them.
I know he's awesome.
He's got a real hairy chest.
I like when people try to get indignant about him, and they're like, "That guy, he's trying to hook up with college chicks." And I was like, "Yeah,
Yeah, it's
They're
not
21,
illegal. It's,
like-
I mean, you don't have to be 21. You have to be 18.
they're like that Arkansas coach did that, and he got in a car wreck or something, or like a scooter wreck."
Motorcycle accident.
Oh,
and he had,
yeah.
he had the press conference with the neck brace.
But they were like, "That is a college age student. That's gross." And every older guy's like, "Yeah, that's gross." That's, ew, a 24-year-old grad student? Yuck.
Yeah, it's gross because you can't do it.
Yeah, and he makes millions and flies on private jets.
Mm.
Thanks for the sweatbands from our buddy Tracy at Tampa Bay Sports Massage. I thought we had him on as a guest, so I was like, "Oh, we have to get you on."
I've never met the man.
Okay, but he specifically said these are for Eric
Oh.
yesterday, and I was like, "That's cool." He's good people. He's been in here for other podcasts that have recorded in here. Friend of the program. Shout out to him. If you're watching on video, you can see us wearing, really on-brand sweatbands, I'd say.
It does make sense for
I do
the
wanna-
podcast name.
We're
Yes.
going to get some for us. That's the next move, I think.
Yeah.
With the dick tie insignia.
We need to do a whole new uniform, binge.
And I wanted to give a little breath in the intro to make sure John Paul's audio is good to be able to talk to him. Are you?
I think so. I'm on point.
Ooh.
Oh, that sounds good.
Wow, way
No
to throw him
echo.
under the bus. Jeez.
Yeah, thank you.
Tim-
I'm here.
Tampaniac Pictures. You've been throwing out some content lately. That's good.
A lot of content, switching up the social media game.
It's not fun to do your own social media. It can be hand wringing a lot of the time. It's not fun. It feels gross, but you should be proud of your work. You do good work, and it should be out there. So
Thanks, dude.
that
Especially for him, if he's spending hours in front of a computer editing, the last thing he wants to do when he's finished is go back and make a 30-second teaser clip or whatever. It's just so much going on, but you're doing good, buddy.
if I have to trick myself into doing stuff like that, I have to go, look, I know this feels gross, but on the other end, no one sees it that way.
No.
I mean, your best dude friends will,
Yes.
a little bit.
Well, they should.
Well, if you did something
Keep
like
you in
I took a selfie picture and got a bunch of shit from my guy friends about it.
As you should.
Yeah, as I should, and I knew I would too. By the way, I knew that beforehand. I
Yeah.
wasn't like, I was trying to. There's a little thing of like, hey, I was telling everybody I was super depressed and out of shape and shit about 9 months previous,
Mm-hmm.
and then I've lost a bunch of weight and working out's helped the mental part of it.
You were doing everybody a public service.
Well, I have had conversations from that photo because of that.
yeah.
Uh,
There you go.
so that's cool, but at the same time, I need to do like a press release for my penis. Like,
Don't press your penis into anything.
Well, as I'm a single dude now, there's no publicist for my penis. I need like a
I don't know. I mean, this podcast is pretty well in front of it.
yeah, because there are a lot of chicks listen to this podcast.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that's the part.
We've got to be like 90% dudes.
I'd say so.
I think because we don't talk about murders enough, but
I know.
We'll
do an episode on how to kill your husband and get away with it.
Ooh,
Get tons of listens.
We could mix that in with the murder, and I think it was around Seattle or Tacoma with the Alexa that saw that a guy was wrongfully accused, and then because those things are listening at all times, that they were able to pull that out from the Alexa of all the dialogue they had, and it was able to like say like he was here, y'all were talking about this, you lied to the someone lied to the cops or something.
Yeah, the NSA is not so stupid anymore, is it?
Well, you're
murderers.
I mean, we all know the technology's listening to us, even if we don't think it's on.
I know.
And
quit fooling yourself.
We're all going to be paranoid schizophrenic any day now about it. But
we'll just be on all the time. Just don't do anything stupid.
Yeah, I want to do. We'll do an episode on that. I do think we could do a clickbaity title, making of a murder or whatever. Yeah. But talk about that kind of stuff because there is some things you can do or have that you probably don't know you have in your repertoire.
What, around Alexa?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Or Nest cameras or Ring.com.
Alexa tells my kids bedtime stories sometimes.
Your phone's a low jack. I mean, that's on the advertiser side. I know that part of it in the really advanced programmatic advertising side where like the reason mobile is so important as far as e-commerce is concerned and advertising and whatever, it's like it's a low jack. It's like having an anklet.
Yeah,
when you're on house arrest.
Instantaneous geotagging. You know exactly where these people are.
My favorite thing is that most car dealerships geofence you in, and then if you try to do pocket research while you're on the lot, like to figure out what the price should be because you didn't do the homework before you walked on the lot, they will have landing page like different websites that look like they're not affiliated with them.
Ah, that's sneaky.
They got enough money. So there's 24 touch points before you buy a car. 19 are digital, and that they say that's one or two of them.
So you get touched 19 times with their fingers, and then you can buy the car?
Yeah. That's what I said.
Yeah. Digital fingers?
Mm-hmm. Digits.
It's a joke.
Fingers are digits.
Joking around.
Yeah.
So we want to have a murderer on the show? Is that what I'm getting? Should we look into guest murderers?
You don't pay attention at all, do you? No, we're going to...
Yeah, can we get a murderer on
here?
We're
trying to get more... Yeah.
Is OJ available?
What about a police officer or a detective that knows a lot about murders?
Cops in here? Are you crazy?
Yeah.
No cops.
Remember, this is a drug-free office. You're free to do whatever drugs in here. Mm-hmm. So let's keep law enforcement.
Better have a warrant.
We can have them call in. I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Or a retired cop.
Okay.
I could do that.
Yeah, an old grizzled vet.
Yeah, like one that got kicked out. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I want retired honorably.
No, I want the guy that like went in the evidence room and like did all the yay and there.
You want Vic Mackey? The Shield?
Oh,
you never saw
that? That is a dad ref.
No, it's not.
That's a dad show, bro.
Vic Mackey, dude. Watch The Shield. It's still today probably holds
Columbo,
up.
Great show. Perry Mason.
Not the same. Perry Mason wasn't on FX.
Okay.
They kind of show tits. But
okay,
really.
Papa Reginger. So the selfie stuff, the selfie indulgences, I call it, or selfie help, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, okay for women if you're a dude, totally other ballgame. And I don't trust any guys that don't have a bunch of guy friends.
Right. Well, that's because guy friends will keep you in check, and if you don't have guy friends, then you're living on another planet because nobody's telling you what's up.
I saw my best friend a little bit later. The first thing he said to me was like,
it was
making fun of me about it. I was like, good. Yeah.
Bueno.
You said something in the last podcast, I think. That's good. I knew it was going to be douchey, but the cost benefit of it was, for me, it was fine.
Hey, if you help one person from, depression or something, that's enough to keep taking them selfies.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
I just want you to keep doing it so I can make fun of you.
Right. Well, I got to work on my ass a little bit. Those are the next pictures.
Keep doing it, Law. I thought it was interesting that you said that only your close friends think about it that way, that not outsiders, I
honestly, that's a hurdle for me pushing out more content. And that it was a vulnerable post, but the way we look at it is like, I always think of, I use the groomsmen list when I got married. Those are like, I had a huge list of dudes, but when they see this, they're the biggest haters ball roast battle of all time. Because when we all get together, it's like hater fest.
Yeah.
And that's
it's
good.
Love. It's love
right.
because
That's
you're
the
not taking
best.
things too seriously.
That comedians, if you sat around, if you didn't know shit about comedy, you think everybody hated each other. Right? Like if you hear them talk, but you're like, it does keep you in check. Too much is too much for sure. But we talked about it 4 or 5 episodes ago. The 5 people you hang out with the most, it has a huge effect with you. And so I just think how about this? The opposite, any guy that only has girlfriends, like friends that are girls only, I don't trust him.
Yeah.
I don't trust him at all.
No, I know. You said that.
Yeah.
I was thinking.
But I have to repeat it because
I think my qualification is like, you got to dance. If you're not a dancer who goes out and gets on the dance floor and just dances, it doesn't matter if you're a good dancer, but that's like the qualification for me because that means you're not taking anything, like especially yourself, too seriously.
Right.
And it's mostly dudes who do it, but it's like, I don't dance. It's like, oh, so you have no sense of humor
if
about
you don't
yourself
get
whatsoever.
Yeah.
If you don't get drunk and you can't dance, then yeah, you are a psychopath.
Yeah. You don't have to be drunk. That's
If
the
you're at a-
conduit
No, but
for a lot of
if you
people.
were somebody that doesn't say I don't dance in a normal situation, but even if I get drunk, I still can't get out there and dance a little bit, then that's real crazy.
You know what it is? It's a tough guy exterior. Like, I don't dance. Like, I'm John Wayne or something.
Yeah.
At a fun wedding where everybody is. But it really is that they're weak in a way, I think. Like, who gives a shit? No one. Now we're watching you when you do get out there.
Yeah, when you do
Fuck
dance,
boy.
it's like,
Yeah.
oh, now he's out there.
Let's
Let's
do the
all
Macarena.
look at him.
This
Look
not
how
even,
bad he
they're not even
is.
playing the Macarena right now.
Yeah, waiting for the electric slide to come on. Oh, that's my jam.
Oh God. Yeah.
I don't do that. That's the one I don't do. I walk off.
Yeah.
Walk off
That's a
that
drink
stage.
moment.
Yeah.
That's when I dart to the bar before everybody gets into it.
that is not dancing.
No.
That's falling in
cult.
line. Yeah,
cult
exactly. You're
behavior.
just bowing down to the man.
Keep it up, Law. Keep up your gay dancing on social media.
Thank you. I will. I'll gay dance. I'll gay dance the night away.
Mm-hmm.
I think what you're saying is it works though. Nobody hates you for being consistent, and you can look at it like with businesses.
Consistently gay dancing.
Yes, just be that. But for me, for businesses with my business and social media posts, it's like I shouldn't be afraid of putting out content every day or every 2 days because people will respect consistency and they want that from a company, and I think they might want that from a person too.
Well, we all have a top of mind strategy for our marketing and our individual brands or whatever that we're doing the social media marketing for, right? So, top of mind marketing is about frequency more than anything. It just, you want to tell people you're around. I do this naturally, but some people do it kind of artificially. But I do call a lot of people up in the car that I haven't talked to in a while, and like I'll just say, I'll call randomly and say, hey, what's going on? I know some people that do that as like a checklist of people for work to bring in work and like have a fake conversation. I just kind of do it naturally for the most part, but that kind of, you're on their mind a little bit more, and top of mind marketing for a lot of small startups, local focused businesses. It's kind of everything.
It's like self-accrediting where you're showing that you have your shit together. But look, we do social media the way it's supposed to be done as well. Look, that in itself is marketing for yourself.
Right. Like this
Self.
podcast became its own, like, this is a fun passion thing, and then it became its own deal. But while it as we keep upgrading and improving this, and people see it over time, I do get a lot of people that I see in person that are like, oh, I haven't seen them in months, but they're like, oh, I see your stuff on our feed all the time. I was meaning to get a hold of you about this kind of thing. And then we start talking about whatever. So it's like the touch points in a way. If you're consistent, you have fun stuff too. So it's not like some of the stuff I want to talk about and post, it's not super sexy. It's analytics, and I have to figure that. That's a puzzle I got to figure out. But like for you, it's
It's easily
people's best
shareable.
day of their
yeah,
life.
Exactly.
Yeah, weddings are fun and easy, and you're right that yours is a little harder, man. And I'll tell you what, like I can definitely see this is kind of a kind of crazy thing is like I can see how social media is addictive now because with my business, I've created this system of trying to post, twice a day or twice every, week or something like that. And it's got me so invested in my profile and my business profile that it's actually, I feel like it's like a separate part of me now. It's like when they talk about, people have these online personas or like they live through their online self. And it's like,
Avatar.
and I am feeling that now with my company. I never felt that way before with my personal stuff because I never posted that much. But with Campagnac Pictures, that I'm so concentrated on it, I'm like, I look at my business profile now as if it's like a person in a way. It's crazy. Like I'm invested more.
You're ghostwriting for a brand essentially.
Yep. And
Yeah,
I feel like I think about it way more now.
Corporations are people, my friends.
Because
Mitt Romney.
And wait, and just to tie in my thought, like really,
Uh-huh.
I think that shows that, the more you invest in your social media, the more it becomes a person or it becomes this entity, and it's really, I think that's what people want. They want the consistency so they can relate with it like it's actually a person or something.
Well, right,
Interesting.
right. So you're ghostwriting. So when people want us to market for them, do a whole marketing campaign or ongoing marketing services, it's one of those things I'm like, all right, where's your brand guide? And I know 99% of the time they don't have that. And what you're doing is you're making the brand identity. You have some of the identity. So I split it in two. You have the identity, the brand identity, brand message, right? And a brand is like Malcolm Gladwell's Blink. It's that thing of like, what do people think about you in a flash? And the first thing they think when they see it, right?
Yeah.
And so what you're doing is you're developing the messaging as you're going. Typically, it's a lot of what the owner of the business is like. If it's a one-man show or a small business, it's going to usually be the message of what the owner thinks because that's the passion that bleeds through in the copy. So like Tokabaga's is always going to be tongue-in-cheek because it's coming from me first. But this is a good dovetail into kind of the crux of what I wanted to talk about on this episode is that the dating apps you and I have talked about, John Paul, it's a lot like digital marketing, the whole thing. And so I kind of wanted to use that scenario it's almost the exact same funnel as digital marketing is for your brand. Because if you don't know who you are before you go on those apps and you try to find you're trying to find a target audience.
Creepy, but go ahead.
Well, every guy's got a criteria, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some have a broader audience. Some have
Broader
specific.
broads.
Some are more like Seinfeld on the show, where he's
Yeah.
like, she's got man hands, like very particular of what they're looking for.
Yeah.
And so we always talk about, all right, we can't market you unless you know who you are, right?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
A lot of people don't know that, right? So write out, if you want a simple way to do it, just answer the kind of easy questions. Who are you? What do you do? Why are you better? How do I hire you? Or how do I buy it? Or whatever the action is. Why should I trust you? Seriously, like what's the accreditations?
Right.
What have you done before? Or why do I?
Who have you done?
Well, a lot of service businesses are about trust in the sales process, right? And then where are you located, online and offline? So
What's your address?
it's who, what, when, where,
Give it
like
to me.
all these. But answer those in like one sentence, and that's pretty much your brand message of your homepage. You got to answer those questions in a weird way. That's the puzzle.
Yeah.
And then like for your brand, just your brand in general, if you can't answer those questions like military callback, it's gonna be a really tough road.
I mean, as a guy, I'm concerned about with like 2 or 3 things that you just said. So I can't even imagine girls, like, they're probably just like, they got a list of shit they want to know about you before they even click on it.
Right. Because that first, if you've ever done the dating app stuff, the first meetup is like an interview. It's like an intro.
Oh, it's
meeting.
so weird.
It's to make sure you're not Ted Bundy.
Do you think my wife would just let me get on the dating apps just to see how it goes, just for research?
Yeah,
I
that
don't hook up
that'll-
with
No.
anybody.
that'll probably be
No?
pretty good. She's pretty cool
Should I
with
throw
that.
it out there?
Flip it around. Would you,
could
let her?
do- I want you to. You should.
Yeah, she'd be like,
Ooh.
"Oh, me too." Then I'm like, "Fuck that."
Can you record it and ask if you can?
Yeah, that's the deal.
Just say that's a bit.
It was a bit.
See, I'm
Doing
recording
jokes. Come on.
She's like, the camera hasn't been on the whole time. I mean, what?
Oh, was that on?
There is a Bumble for business that I do want to look at. So yeah, to like
For
'Cause
leads and stuff, just
to
connections.
meet other professionals, networking style. I think I've heard it's actually pretty good, but I think you can't be on both at the same time.
Mm.
So I have to like go on my iPad, start a new account, and do it that
So,
way.
Law, you'd love this. I need to find a workaround to the intro conversations because I'm so tired of meeting new people and having the same intro conversations. And it's like, how do I just come up with a thing that says, hey, let's not bullshit for the next 2 days and let's just meet up and talk.
So I'm gonna give you
Build a website.
Yeah.
There you go.
So the website
DateJP.com.
FAQs
I like it.
FAQs are good content, right? Right in the beginning, so you can answer all your FAQs and make them blog posts.
Mm.
That's an easy way. That's good for your SEO. It won't knock down everything, but it might eliminate a lot of questions.
But you can
They ask the
message-
question, you're like, did you read my bio?
But it all starts at the beginning, right? It's qualifying leads, and that's kind of what I was saying with the dating apps. You're kind of qualifying people as you're swiping left or right.
You can talk to them before, right? You can chat and whatnot.
So what you can do is you can filter them out on the phone.
Just copy and paste.
I do a 15-minute call with anybody that's interested in us. Right now, I can do it. I can do it in the car, and I have 5 or 6 questions I'm trying to get out of them to understand it if they're a good fit for us, right?
Mm-hmm.
And most of it's budget, experience of working with an agency, firm, whatever we are. But just like the dating apps, right? You got to qualify it, or else you're gonna get the what's it?
Tidal wave.
Last
Bullshit.
the last call light chicks.
Oh,
Where the
yeah.
last call lights go up and then all they scatter like roaches,
Mm-hmm.
and you're like, I'll do whatever.
You'll do.
Yeah, because that's we have a problem with that. We're getting the leads we don't want, but we're not getting the leads we should be getting at this point
Right. Well, the people.
because we haven't done
Yeah.
our whole strategy.
Yeah.
So-
They don't have what they would need to get in terms of their materials, marketing materials, to get to with us to make the price make sense.
Budget usually, yeah. It's like we should be starting at 2,500 and have that posted on the site. And
Yeah.
then to book a meeting with us, they have to do the intake form too.
Yeah.
Because if you can't do that, then you're probably not going to be really serious about. You're not
Right.
going to be a good client.
Yeah, that's a good test.
Yeah, just like Calendly, right? I
Right.
need to get our calendar set up. That's my bad. But like, but on that, like, just a little intake form, not the detailed one, but just 2 pages, something that gets the info and get to you a little snippet before you talk, because you want to know where they stand, like budget wise, time wise, so quality, cost, delivery.
Yeah.
What are they looking for?
Deal breaker questions. How
Yeah,
about that?
right. And
And
just
it works for the dating apps too.
it's on the dating apps. If
Mhm.
you pay the premium on Hinge, you
Mhm.
can. There literally is a deal breaker part to
Ah.
the toggle switch.
I'd go right to it.
So if I'm like, I don't want to. I'm only looking in the area that's 7-mile radius,
Yeah, you don't want to drive too far.
right? And so, but you'll do that first, and then you'll break it and put
Yeah.
20, and then you'll put Orlando from Tampa, because you're like,
The
whatever.
hornier you get,
Or desperate.
or desperate.
If you're not having a lot
What's
of
the difference?
if you're not having a lot of clients come in, or not a lot of girls talking to
I
you,
gotcha.
you're like, I'll broaden the field, maybe,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. There's definitely a correlation here.
And then here's the thing: once you get the qualified clients, right, and you kick ass with that, and chicks, when you date hot chicks, it only compounds you to get more dates with hot chicks
Oh.
in a weird way. It doesn't work with dudes. I don't look at like John Paul's dating this hot chick. Her value just went up to me, right? Like,
Right.
but the
In
other way
your
around.
mind.
But look at like Pete Davidson,
Yeah.
right?
Now he
dated Ariana Grande,
Yeah. Yes.
and now he has Kate Beckinsale, and you're like, what?
That is so weird.
This
I've
guy
never
looks like he's
thought
on
about
opiates at all times.
that. It
Yeah.
doesn't work the other way.
It doesn't. It actually,
If it would
it's
be the
inverse,
opposite.
right? Because a lot of guys still have that prudish, like, ugh, like another dick in her or something.
Yeah.
You know, she's been used.
Yeah.
She's been worn out, tore up.
Yeah.
But so that's interesting. The dating apps, I did read the stats. It's 8-1 women to men, right? So you're already working in a filter right there too,
That's
right?
weird. I guess because women tend to become more desperate, the way you put it, with the biological clock.
I
Right?
would say it's a trust thing. You know, it's still like I would say one thing that is really prevalent that's kind of gross is this is a joke we say flippantly, but I actually like was curious and would ask my friends that are women. I'm like, how many dick pics do you get on these things? And they're like, oh, like I'm
How?
surprised you haven't sent me one. I was like,
How is
huh?
that not a? How is that still going on?
That's a move, dude. Now
But
here's the thing.
It's a
I-
move.
here's
the
what
same way
happens.
jumping into traffic is a move.
You
I
know
mean,
that there's guys that will hit. You know, you have that one friend who'll hit on any girl, anywhere, anytime kind of thing. He's just playing numbers game, right?
right?
There's a lot of dudes like that online because you're anonymous,
Yeah.
and so they just go, "I'm just going to send this dick pic. If she's down with it, then she's down."
I have never met a woman who's like, I kind of like it. Have
they-
either
they-
of you
they
two
exist, they
ever
exist, but-
met a woman who's like, the dick pics, it's not so bad.
You've been
Because
out of the
they're all
game.
grossed out. I have been out of the game. I'm asking honestly, have you ever met a woman who's
I
been
know
that
some
way?
chicks that were honest and told me.
Who are
like,
they? What are their names?
Can I get on them?
I don't know if
What are
I've
their
ever
phone
talked to a girl that was honest about that. I mean,
Oh, well, now you're just questioning their honesty.
But
Trust issues.
yeah, the thing with that is it's just numbers game. There's a lot of people that market in volume like that, right?
I guess.
Call center
I
kind
mean,
of
imagine
sales.
a girl that's going to be like, I like getting dick pics. Can you imagine what her fucking
Yeah.
daily life would be like?
I think it-
my kids right there.
Well, so we talked about quality, cost, delivery, in a lot of aspects, but there's a new part to it per the Harvard Business Review of flexibility. So QCD and then plus F. We're in a convenience age, right? So convenience is king. I want to make an app called Uber Eats Pussy, where you just
Here we go.
get it delivered. Oh man, I said that riffing it, and I laughed to myself for 20 minutes. So I want to. I'm saying like there's a thing with a numbers game where your funnel is a wide, broad audience. You're retail, basically, and you don't care who gets subs at your sub shop.
Do you feel like the harder you try, though, it shows weakness? Because, I mean, if you're a stud, and you don't have to do shit.
There is something to that.
Sure, and I call it the neck snap. I know two of my good friends that I was like, I guess they're really good looking. I don't know.
No,
No,
Just say
I'm not saying like no. There's
Who?
good. I'm
Do
not
I
gonna
know
be like
them?
I
I'll
don't
say
know,
if they're
bro.
good or
I'm
not-
so
good
I'm not
looking or
I'm
not.
not gay, bro. Like I'm not saying it that way. I'm just saying like I knew them so well that I don't think of them that way. I've known them forever, right?
Mhm.
And then
You're just friends.
yeah, I just I just go on
It'll never
Grinder.
happen,
I
okay?
go on Grinder hoping they're going to be on there. No, but I would walk in a bar and instantly you're the ugly friend at one point. I'm like, whoa,
What just happened?
because there's literally the chicks would be like, whoosh, like their neck snap,
Yeah.
like a car accident.
Uh huh. I mean, yeah. That's
The
your
rubber,
own-
the rubbernecking. No, like
They're,
that.
let me guess, they're tall.
It's like I tell people like at a certain point, like I know I was funny because just enough times that you go, okay, I know I've made enough people laugh at a certain point. I'm not the funniest,
Yeah.
but I know I'm a funny person just because it's just math,
Yeah.
right?
It's objective evidence. out there.
Call that part of the creative of this whole funnel, I guess. But what or your resource audit? What are you working with? That's like step one in planning a business. What do you have? Do you have cash? Do you have good looks?
Place to live, car.
Yeah. Do you have assets? What are your assets to start a business or get in the dating scene? Right. It's the same thing. You're auditing yourself. Then you work on the strategy. Okay, I'm going to sign up. I think I'm going to sign up on these things, and I'll get some pictures here. But that's your brand too, right?
Yeah.
So your brand is that brand identity for this metaphor is I got to get some pictures. We got to mix it up. Got to get a puppy picture. Got to get one. Got to get like a good smattering.
What
right?
kind of puppy though?
Doesn't matter. Just go to the pound. Go take a picture with a puppy.
Seriously, cages.
Yeah, I wanted to do that sketch where you're a photographer in this sketch.
Oh, okay.
4 guys that need profile photos for dating apps.
Right.
Genius.
And you just get the most like generic shit that all these chicks and guys put.
Yeah.
Like every girl has a bottomless is in like a bottomless floor, a glass floor building kind of thing.
What?
Like
Wait,
a high rise
Uh-huh.
that has a little ledge and it's glass floor.
Yeah.
I see that picture. It's like in Chicago.
Oh.
I see like every chick has that
Okay.
picture.
I thought I was still being the photographer having to
No,
build
sorry,
this glass
sorry.
floor.
I got excited. But every chick has a puppy picture. Every chick has that. Like a certain like group shots
With my
all that.
bestie.
Right.
Where she's the hottest one.
If you're in Tampa, it's kayaking.
Yeah.
Paddle boarding.
And so that's the brand. The message is what's in your profile, right? Who are you? What do you do? Why are you better? All those answers are in your profile.
That's the 2-minute warning.
Then we'll go marketing tactics. Then each different tactic, you got Tinder, you got Bumble, Hinge, Happen, Ship. They're all different.
Whoa, what is
the league?
Ship?
They're all different, right? Like LinkedIn,
Navy chicks?
Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest. Those are all different platforms, right? And they all have their different kind of strategies to them.
Yeah.
So Tinder's very broad, like Facebook. Bumble's more like Instagram. Hinge is maybe what's better? I'm trying to think.
LinkedIn.
Yeah, sure. It's more
I'm
professional.
not on these apps. I just.
Or I was going to say the league is more like the league is the high end one. That might be like LinkedIn because it actually checks through your LinkedIn to sign in.
Huh.
Yeah.
The league, is that where? What does that mean? What do you have to do to be in the
It's
league?
fucking expensive for premium.
Oh.
So they made it. They go, okay, all those other ones are like $20 a month or something like that, whereas this one is like $6.99 or something crazy.
Well, yeah. Well,
But people pay it.
yeah.
The way
I get that.
because the pitch is right. The pitch is you're
Instant
going to spend
filter, baby.
You'll spend X amount to go out on a date.
There's one crackhead out there saving up $700 for a month of whatever the league.
Like you make
Fool 'em.
purchases and justify them later. That's like kind of marketing 101. The user that it's all about impulsive on the user side.
Yes.
You might have $1 million idea there, Law. I would hire you to do my dating media.
This is going to be we're going to do a whiteboard at least tutorial on how to teach digital marketing using the apps. I think that's been an idea I've had sitting there for a while.
I'm excited for you guys.
We
All
need a
right.
green screen so I can take pictures in front of it.
We've got one.
Here I am in Paris.
We've got one, man. We can do it.
Exactly.
All right. We may do a part 2 to this because I might have more notes, but check us out. Thanks for
What about
listening.
my sweat equity?
SweatEquityPod.com.
Sweat equity.
Stick around for the
Sweat
post
equity.
roll
My sweat equity.
Yeah.
where we've got
My
ads,
sweat equity.
Just kind of sit there.
affiliate links, ways you can support this show.
Money.
Whoa.